Welcome to Pals for Life, where we grow together in God's Word and learn to walk in His light. Today's Bible quiz takes us into the Book of Nehemiah, a story of broken walls, bold prayer, and courageous rebuilding. When Nehemiah heard that Jerusalem was in ruins, he didn't rush into action. He knelt first, he prayed, and then he moved when God opened the door. This book reminds us that restoration requires both faith and effort, prayer and perseverance. It shows us what can happen when one person says, "Here I am, Lord. Use me." Whether you're here to test your knowledge or reflect on your own calling, this quiz is an invitation to ask, what walls in my life is God asking me to rebuild? Take a deep breath and let's step into the book of Nehemiah together. Verse by verse, fill in the missing words. You're halfway through, and Nehemiah has already shown us something powerful. Rebuilding isn't easy. There will always be opposition, distractions, voices that say it can't be done. But Nehemiah didn't stop building when the pressure came. He prayed and kept working. That's a reminder for us too. When God places something on your heart, a change, a calling, a correction, don't let fear or fatigue pull you away. Stay faithful. Stay focused. Keep building what He's asked you to build. You're not rebuilding alone. Define the word on the screen. Pause to take a moment with each if needed. The Book of Nehemiah shows how important leadership is to God. He always has and will appoint leaders in various roles, and we must be able to hear Him and know what our responsibilities are. In our homes, our work, any position where we find ourselves leading something, are we truly acting as a selfless leader with others in mind, or trying to shortcut, get what we can, or leaving others to their own aid? Do you do all that you can? Are your actions pleasing to God? Another example we see in Nehemiah is what it is to lead with the truth. Think about the people you surround yourself with. Are you able to speak truth when issues arise? You cannot address a problem or reach a solution if things are not based on a reality, truth of the situation. Are you yourself approachable with the truth? In Nehemiah 4 verse 21, there's a prime example of being on guard against enemy. When times of trial are seeming to pass, it is easy to find ourselves getting lax with prayer, making decisions without consulting God, and not paying attention to what is happening around us. This is why we are caught off guard and feel like we are spiraling when something in our life go awry. What do you see in Nehemiah 4, and how can you apply these things to your own times of trial? Nehemiah 1 speaks of repetitive sins for generations. I confess the sins we Israelites, including myself and my father's family, have committed against you, though we all have our own personal sins. There is no doubt that some things are learned from our families and friends, or influences in our lives. Each of us have our own sphere of influence as well. What are you showing those around you? Choose something to be mindful of for the next 30 days, replacing a bad habit with something that could influence another in a positive, godly way. Nehemiah 9 says, You came down on Mount Sinai. You spoke to them from heaven. You gave them regulations and laws that are just and right, and decrees and commands that are good. There are many times that we have a hard time understanding the good that God commands. Let's try reframing one thing today. Pick one thing God asks of you that feels too hard, or even unfair at times, and switch perspectives. Write how you feel, and then write why God would call this good for not only you, but for others around you. Thank you for walking through the book of Nehemiah with me today. Nehemiah reminds us that broken places can be rebuilt, but it starts with prayer, courage, and a willingness to act when God says move. The walls didn't rise overnight. There was resistance, there was weariness, but there was also unity, obedience, and faith. Whether you answered every question confidently or learned something new, I pray this time in God's Word encourage you to keep building, even when it's hard, because the same God who strengthened Nehemiah is the one strengthening you. If this quiz blessed you, share it with someone who's in a rebuilding season. And as always, remember to be the light